Today I want to talk about something that took me entirely way too long to figure out. And it's this balancing act that we have to learn to play with the past and the future. Too much of either one of those can actually poison your dreams, your success, and your momentum.
The Creator Podcast.
My name is Dion Williams, aka Dion Does, and I truly believe that we were all created in the image of the ultimate creator, and therefore it's in us all to create. And this show aims to help you and I both level up in this four-dimensional game of life so that we can go out and create for good, whether that's for ourselves, our family, the community around us, but all of this a part of a generational vision of a family of creators coming together to be the difference. Creator fam, what's going on? Yeah, boy Dion. So blessed to have you here, rocking with your boy. Why not? Let's get straight to the point. I want to talk about this tension. Okay, we mentioned it in the intro. We have the past and we have the future, and it's rare that you find someone that has that perfect tension, which allows them to look back into the past and maybe see some of the areas that they failed and learn lessons from them. To look back and be grateful for how far they've actually come. And just be okay right there. But also look forward and respect where they're trying to go. Be excited and anticipate it. And also use that to not be content with where they're at completely. Right? And so there's this tension that's pulling on both sides. And I actually think that's one of the best ways to be present and be in the moment. Because you also have someone that, and it's almost like you could imagine it, right? So let's say you and I had like a rope. And if it was just all you pulling, it's getting dragged one way. And if it's just me pulling, it's getting dragged the other way. And then you have that tension. And sometimes, for some things, tension is good. We almost use like tension as bad, right? You got a tension headache. Or I got tension in my back, in my shoulders. Or there's tension in the room so thick you could cut it with a knife. It's almost like it's bad, but there's times we want tension on like a rope or a line or something that we're doing, or on a cord, right? Or you could have absolutely none, just free. And neither one of us are pulling it. It's just laying there. Right? And I'm not a fan of that. Some people have that philosophy to life. Like, I'm just boom. I'm in the moment. That's it. No goals, no hopes, no dreams, no expectations. Just here and the now and what life has for me. And I think there's some gratitude that can come from that. But there's also nothing wrong with being forward thinking. And because you got to think, if we didn't have people that looked into the future, we'd have no innovation. We'd have no growth. We'd have no development. Right? We wouldn't have electricity in cars. Sometimes you need people to see things that aren't there into the future, to see more. And so, Michael, what I would like you to consider for today, that it's going to serve you the best in your life to have that perfect tension. Not too much pulling from either side, and definitely not just letting go of all things. Okay? That's my little intro. I want to move into our principle that comes to us from Mr. Obama himself, who says, we have to acknowledge the progress we made, but understand that we still have a long way to go. The things that things are better, but still not good enough. That man, there's that perfect tension. We have to acknowledge the progress we've made, but understand that we still have a long way to go. That things are better, but still not good enough. He just described that perfect tension. I remember hearing something like this kind of for the first time. I was listening to a Stephen Furtick sermon. I wish I could tell you what it was. I think he was maybe calling it like, he called it like the gaps or in the middle, something like that. And he was talking about the same thing, right? Like sometimes you got to be able to look back and see all that God's done for you, but not just stay there, right? But also be able to look forward to a word or what he's going to do in the future and that growth. And that's the perfect place. Because if you're only looking back, a lot of times that's how people become victims, right? They have this victim mentality of like, oh, look what that person did to me. And it sucks away all of your accountability, which is what you need to build and grow and change, right? To move forward. Or you get caught up on the past and things that happened great in the past, but you can't move past that. And so there's no drive or power to go out and create these new memories. You're always looking at the good old days. It sucks, man. I was talking to someone the other day who's around my age. They're 30. They're over 30. And they were talking about how high school was the best years of their life. I'm like, man, that was a while ago. Like, you ain't tried to do nothing else. And this is a person that, you know, no major illnesses, no major disadvantages. Like, they just been lazy. They just haven't been doing nothing. And so we don't want to be stuck in the past, okay? Whether it's good or bad. And again, it's great to look back. You know, I want to do an episode soon. Who knows, maybe even tomorrow. Every time I say this, I never do it, but soon, about pits. We can learn a lot from our pits. So learn lessons from the past. Think back on the good times. Be grateful for the blessings, but don't stay there. Now, here's more of my issue, being stuck in the future. That is me, because that'll leave you in a place where there's almost no gratitude. You're not grateful. You can't even see the blessings that you have now because they're not what you're going for, right? A lot of my default is just achievement based. Achieving this, achieving that. And again, that can be good when it has the right tension on it. But when that's the only thing, you know, you're kind of lost and you have no mindfulness. You're missing everything that's in the moment. You're not learning the lessons from the past or even grateful for the things of the past. You're just, hey, what's this goal I'm trying to hit? You know, no matter what goal it is, faith, relationships, energy, economics, any of those goals. And so it took me some time to realize, okay, if I want to be in the moment, I need that tension. And it's okay to live in that. And that's actually where a lot of the strength comes from. You know what I'm almost thinking of is or not almost, I am thinking of like a trampoline. Something that we need tension on. If there's not that tension, it doesn't boing. That was my trampoline noise, right? And something that we might use to almost catapult us up needs that right amount of tension. If you don't have it on one side, boom, you don't get that boing. You don't get it without the tension. So that's my question to you today. As you scan, where do you see maybe some issues with your tension? I really like how Barack put it, man. Acknowledge the progress you've made. Be grateful. But also understand you still have a long way to go. And I like that he said long. Like, we still have a long way to go. You know what that shows me? That shows me vision, not a lack of progress, right? Who wants to be? I beat a game recently, and it wasn't that short of a game, but it just made me sad when it was over, and I wished it was a little bit longer, man. Right? No one wants a short game. Give me some. Let's have a big game with a great, amazing, deep story. Yours should be the same. You know? And if you are right around the corner from your ultimate goal, let's push that out a little bit further. Let's think bigger. Especially if you're young. What you gonna do? You gonna reach your ultimate goal at 30? What the heck? What you gonna do after that? You 50 told me up, I done lived my dreams. So what, it's just time to die now? We're done? Where's the vision at, people? Let's find a long way to go. Something that intimidates you in a fun kind of way. Like, oh yeah. I got certain visions, goals, dreams that I believe are from God that I can only tell certain people. Because the average person will laugh at me. They're crazy. But boy, is my game called life fun. Going after that. All right, so pull out your creator frame. You have faith, relationships, energy, economics, the 4 dimensions of this game we call life. And I want you to just to ask yourself, where could I use a little more tension? Where am I stuck in the past? Has my faith started to dry out? Because I had a season where I was on fire for God. And quarantine hit and I haven't been to church, haven't opened my Bible, haven't done nothing. Right? And I'm just living off what God did years ago. Or maybe it's a relationship. Maybe a relationship needs a little bit of attention. Maybe there's no vision in it. One of the best things you could do for your marriage is you guys set some goals together. Something you guys are working and building towards. Okay? Same for your fitness, which is your energy, your fitness and your health. And then the same for your economics, which is your money. I want you to identify the area of weakness. It could be that you, again, maybe don't have any tension. It's just boom. You're just in the moment. But where are you maybe in your relationships or your finances? Again, for me, something that I was very future-minded. That's all I cared about. At one point, I remember my wife roasted me. I forget the exact details, but we were talking about something along our finances. This was like some years ago. And she kind of stopped me. She was like, Ninja, what the fluff? She was like, yo, you're talking like we're broke. Like we ain't going to be able to like eat tomorrow. And then she like actually pulled up our bank account. She was like, Ninja, look, we done been in a time and a place where it didn't look nothing like that. And you're still stuck. Like you're still moving like you're broke, which is good. You know, sometimes people want to put that on t-shirts, right? Like I grind like I'm broke. Or something. But it's like, yeah, I get that. But Ninja, maybe you don't have to stay up till midnight. Because you actually good. You going to be just fine. Come in and hang out with your kids. It's okay. And like that was me. Like I'd be talking about situations as if as if we weren't blessed, man. I couldn't see it. My tension was off. Okay? So find that right balance. All right, we'll find the imbalance first and then identify very clearly. Write it out. I say it a lot because y'all don't believe me. It's scientifically proven. You can Google it. I didn't make it up. Okay, you're more likely to remember and take action on these things when you write it down. And so write down the corrections that you know you need to make in your tension, and then commit to keeping that spot. Never stuck on the past or the future. Appreciating both for what they are, and that's how you live in the moment. Might sound crazy, but it's true. Something else that might sound crazy, but very, very true is you need to go to freecreatorcode.com. If you haven't done it, I don't know why at this point. I tell you every single episode, freecreatorcode.com. What do you get when you go there? Well, you get a free creator code. This code that we live by as a family, as a movement of creators, people that have committed to living with the identity of a creator. We see abundance. We do not see lack and scarcity. And we see the situations. We have problems just like everyone else, but our response isn't that of being a victim, of complaining. That is, our response is to create, to see the chair or the table when everyone else sees the trees, to see the electricity and the planes and the cars when everyone else is on horses. That's what we do as a creator, to see the abundance, although all around us we might have poverty, to see a loving, thriving, intimate relationship, even though divorce papers may be on the table. It's a little bit of countercultural. It's countercultural, but it's how we live as creators. You want the core to that, the code of it, go to freecreatorcode.com. I love you guys. Stay safe. And until tomorrow, God first. God bless.